What's going on, guys? Welcome to Hunwrath. This is LCG playing Obduction today. And last episode we left off. We got this garage door open. And I'm trying to figure out what this fella right here is for. And I think we can actually press these buttons. I haven't tried it yet. One. Does he change at all? One, 5. Do we need to hit enter? Okay. It definitely does change. Yeah, that's weird. I'm over here tipping my head. I don't know. I feel like that might be used later on. Like maybe we need to put in a code and then can we remove this? Oh, wait. There we go. Oh no. Did I ruin it? How do we just back away to reset it? Oh no. It's broken for life. Okay. We'll figure that out later. But for now, we need to get over to the tree and start figuring out what it is that that I guess keeps it locked up and safe. So can we go back up with this bad boy? Can't just walk up it. Well, not anymore we can't. No problem. We'll come out here, we'll run around. Because we're resilient people and that's what we do. Alright. Now so let's talk about this tree situation. They believe that the tree is tied to the overall health of their provided ecosystem. This ecosystem is apparently not given to them or taken from them, as long as they maintain the health of this tree. At least that was my interpretation of what old CW was saying. But the villains and the what was the name of the other guys? He called them the Carfin something. Forget the name of them, but the other entity both provide him with something of technological value. That's water running separately. We already turned the water on to this place. Now the question is, we couldn't see in there before, could we? I don't think we could. I don't know what makes me say that. How? I thought there was a rail cart way to get into there, but it doesn't look like there is. We didn't encounter any doors on the way up. So, this is a precarious situation. I guess we will, once again, double back. And I apologize for the back and forth here, guys. I am playing this blind. I have not, I did not watch any Let's Plays. I have not downloaded any walkthroughs. I don't know any more about this game than you do. So, I'm kind of learning as we go. But let's go back and open up the vault that was all the way up here, and that should be Farley's house number in reverse, and that might give us a hint or a clue or a little bit of something to get moving back in the right direction. Right now, I think the only thing that would make this game any better for me would be as if, you know, Clint Eastwood were starring in it. Yep, there's the keypad. Now we go to our photos, and it was this one. So 6341 is what we need to use. 6341. Enter. There we go. Jackpot. So now we are where? We are in Farley's house. Let's see. Take a picture of that. So this is the entry canyon where we came in. Farley's house. Remember what I was talking about with the strange way that they cut out the street and everything? The tree being right here. Alright. Is that 1-5? His papers. Can we turn that light off? That's a little bright for my liking. I literally cannot read that. Can we unplug this? Can we do something about that? Because I feel like that's important. This whole seed information thing. Maybe if we take pictures. And I can read ambassador seeds. Mother seeds. Yeah. There's just too much glare and reflection there. That's a problem that I've noticed with Unreal Engine sometimes. Communication. Talking with our neighbors. We take communication for granted, even with the varied languages we find here in Hunrath. But when we suddenly find ourselves among other intelligent species who don't share our culture, history, DNA, or vocal cords, it requires a huge amount of effort for the beginning of rudimentary chatting. This quick overview will set the stage for what to expect when communicating with our neighbors. The Mofang, that's the term I was looking for, were the first non-humans we met. With at least some level of similar physical vocal generating abilities, they picked up human words quickly. This early mimicry resulted in what the species became to be called. Even though they were able to mimic single words and simple phrases, it became evident over the years that huge grammatical differences were not easily overcome. Some have proposed that the difficulty may have arisen because the Mofang insisted on attempting to learn every human language, and as a result were never able to lock onto any consistent grammatical structure. Nevertheless, in spite of the rudimentary sentence construction, it has been very easy to communicate, and it has been unnecessary for us to learn their language beyond a few simple phrases and proper names. If you'd like to learn more about communicating with the Mofang, please contact Tam. The Villain. The Villain have presented a particular communication challenge. From what we can gather, they produce sounds using two large reed-like structures inside opposite sides of their heads. The vibrations generated are channeled to resonance chambers in their skulls, where they are combined into a complex, low-frequency dual tone. The low-frequency bitonal sounds are not only hard for humans to hear and resolve, but impossible for us to mimic. And the Villain's hearing is also oriented toward low frequency, so they are unable to hear most of sounds associated with human speech. Therefore, communication with the Villain has relied on technology. They have adapted consoles which the Villain fluently control with vocalization for use by other species. Over the years, some individuals of other species, including a few humans, have learned to communicate very effectively using this method. Humans have been able to pick out some higher frequency characteristics of certain key Villain words over the years, and although we can't speak to them in a way that the Villains can understand, we are occasionally able to hear and recognize these words when spoken distinctly by the Villain. If you'd like to learn more about communication with the Villain, please contact Vito. The Arai. None of the stages of the Arai morphology have any vocalization apparatus. Because of the obvious synchronization of the barnacle, flash, and the ability of the pawns to provide for and address the need of the polyarchs, it was assumed that the species could communicate effectively. It was not until Farley began to spend large amounts of time in the polyarch antechamber that the first clues to this communication became evident. After months of research, Farley began to have limited success with receiving some kind of simple messages that were coming from the polyarchs. It is apparent now that the polyarchs had been attempting to communicate the entire time, but they themselves had been experimenting with various channels until they finally got a response from Farley. After this breakthrough, others were able to tune in to the polyarchs and learn to listen. Both the polyarchs and the pawns have a simple organ that can sense human vocal frequency, enabling them to sense simple responses from humans, but over the years, Farley was able to learn to speak to the polyarchs via a related form of extrasensory transmission. If you'd like to learn more about communication with the Arai, contact Farley. Okay, that was a lot of text, and I apologize if that was too much. Okay, I am not going to go through all this. If you would like to read all this, please press the pause button now. Feel free to press the pause button again. Humanoid nature, gender neutral. Go ahead and press the pause button now. And pause now. And I think these are the ones that have been flying around. The Arai. Pause now. Pause now. Alright, we're done with that one. And what is this? Oh, the entire landscape outside of our circle of desert could only be described as alien. Large floating rocks could be seen on the distance. No one had ever... Yeah, this is too washed out for me to read. I'm sorry. I will come back and read that in post-processing, where I can kind of edit it a little bit. The game had a hard time with all the lighting, it would seem. Welcome. Yes, I'm going to flip that switch too, but I want to see what else we got in here. Whoa. Once again, I will be looking at that afterwards. I think there are a ton of books in here about the Hunrath, or about the aliens that they've met in Hunrath. Okay, we will come back to that. Actually, we're at the 16-minute mark now. So in the next episode, we're going to hit the play on that recorder. We're going to finish exploring whatever this stuff is and looking at it a bit more. I don't want to spoil too much. And we're also going to hit this button right here. O for off, I for ignition, all right? I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you so much, all right? You guys have no idea how much it means to me that you are spending your time alone or your time with friends and family also sharing it with me. I feel like, you know, without you, it wouldn't be worth it for me to be playing these video games, even though I enjoy playing them while I'm recording. Anyway, thank you all very much, and I hope you all have a wonderful day today. This is LCG, and I am heading out.